So Libra, this week from Lay Vampire, you pulled natural, authentic, real, and organic. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled passion. Now, natural, I love. I think it's such a beautiful card, and it's such good advice to be who you are naturally. The blessing here says that when you take away the trappings of money, power, status in the world, you are left with the things of spirit. You are rich in the ways of the soul indeed. This creates a balanced, centered, strong core. Working with this card says, there has been an over-reliance on ways of identifying who you are. Whether you have categorized yourself by a job, your appearance, personality, or wealth and background. It is time to go beyond this to who you truly are and know yourself from the inside out. And I think the best way for Libra to start doing that is by following their passion. Passion from Chakra Wisdom. The inspiration here says you are correct to feel passionate about your position. Follow your instincts, for you know intuitively what is right for you. The personal question says, are my daily actions supporting my real passion? What am I willing to stand for? The key ideas are following your passion, being authentic, being real, right? Taking a stand for yourself and being acknowledged. I really do think that for a lot of Librans, right now it's going to be important for you to be who you are and to follow your passions. When you do that, it opens up the door to new experiences and bringing in new people and support into your life. But it's important here to be who you are. Be who you are and follow your passions. All right, Libra. Here is the energy coming through. The Knight of Wands, following your passions. I'm telling you. For some of you, it could have to do with a person. The Knight of Wands, it's one of those few cards where I feel like, this exciting, passionate energy from a person that's coming in and like, hey, let's go, right? But for a lot of you, it could be new opportunities presenting themselves for you to do just that, to follow your passions. That's the important thing here so far. Be who you are, follow your passions, absolutely. And in the past, the Hermit. So in the past, some of you may have been like in this solitude, right? But the whole point of the Hermit here is to seek enlightenment from within. The answers that you're looking for are already there. I just think that in the past, some of you may have been like closed off, wanting to do things alone, right? Seeking some spiritual enlightenment. But I think with the Knight of Wands, some of you are definitely coming out of this right now. Present conditions, the Five of Wands. Here's the thing. If you're dealing with competition when it comes to following your passions, this card is saying not to worry about that. The other thing too is if you're dealing with pettiness, petty arguments, people not working well together, it's going to be up to you to stand up here and get control over the situation. But I get the feeling that, with you pulling the Hermit as the past coming through, that some of you aren't, really going after it as much as you possibly could be right now. And it may be because, you're having problems with competition. For some of you, it may be an issue where what you are passionate about and what you are going after, a lot of people may be doing the same thing. But I really do think, though, that the big time thing is when it comes to, the things that you're wanting, you have to be who you are and you have to follow your passions because, otherwise you're just going to feel blocked. And, the Five of Wands, it's petty, it's small, it's petty. This isn't something that you can't overcome. The Nine of Wands, future conditions. I'm telling you, look at the fire energy that's happening here. For Libra, if there is something that you have a passion for, go after it. Go after it. Don't let anybody else's opinions or anything hold you back. The Knight of Wands is saying that in the past, you may have been put through it. But there is persistence here. And the other thing, too, is that when you're looking at the Nine of Wands, this person may be so on guard that they're not seeing opportunities coming through either. But I think that you're hitting a breakthrough here where you could have stayed stuck in this solitude. It's like you're coming out of it now, and there's a little bit more persistence when it comes to going after the things that you truly want. Don't worry about competition. Just be who you are. Oh, and what's funny is that you are not the only ones to pull this here. Scorpio did too, the Two of Cups. Now, when it comes to relationships, for some of you, if you've been through difficult relationships in the past, it's time for you to come out of that hermit mode now. You have the enlightenment that you are seeking. It's time for you to come out of that, follow your passions, and if you have somebody that is showing interest in you and they understand you, the Two of Cups is your best path to follow, is saying that now is the time to do some emotional bonding. These two people are so wrapped up in each other that nothing else exists. If you have an opportunity here to show interest in a person, for some of you, you know, it may be somebody who has other people that are showing the same kind of interest, but I think that your persistence is what's going to make the difference here. But for some reason, the relationship, Spirit is trying to tell you that there is importance here. If you're in a relationship and you're dealing with minor arguments with the Five of Wands, you know, it's time for you to go back to that feeling of bonding with your partner, right? But for those of you who are single, come out of it now, right? It's time to start going after the things that you love. And it may open the door to you meeting somebody new in your environment. Yep, I'm telling you. The Page of Cups. For some of you, you may be feeling like blocked by other people here with the Five of Wands, as far as being able to express, you know, your emotions. The Page of Cups is the messenger of love. There's also new creative opportunities here as well, and there's a need for you to stand up, right, and voice your opinion, because you do have value. You do have something to offer. But I'm getting the feeling here with the two of these that some of you are looking to like make an offering to somebody else, but it's like you're in the present moment, you may feel like you're being blocked. But the Nine of Wands again is saying persistence, right? Don't hold yourself back when it comes to, you know, expressing the way that you feel. Now, you know, for some of you, when you're looking at, you know, pettiness and petty arguments and minor difficulties within a relationship, I think that the Page of Cups is saying that there's an opportunity here for you to have a better emotional experience within a relationship, right? The re-strengthening of a relationship. It's such a light-hearted emotional energy. But I do think that for some of you, it's really important for you to start voicing how you feel rather than allowing yourself to be blocked by difficulties in the past or present conditions. Whatever the situation is here, it's important for you to speak up. Speak up about the way you feel. Your hopes and your fears, the Eight of Cups. Here's the thing. When it comes to walking away from things that are dragging you down, I think that, you know, you've been put through it. You've been put through it emotionally, right? Your hopes and your fears is basically saying that, you know, there's a part of you that needs to walk away from, you know, the emotional feelings that are blocking you here from being able to express the way that you feel, especially if you have somebody that, you know, you have interest in or that you have a passion for. Because you go from, right, like being active, following your passions. In the past, you may not have been doing that because you were looking for some enlightenment. And I think that enlightenment is leading you to a spot now where you understand that you need to voice the way you feel. Have persistence in being able to do this, especially when it comes to relationships. But the Eight of Cups is saying that, you know, you may have put too much time and effort into something that was not fulfilling you, and now it's time for you to completely walk away from that. And it could be, you know, emotional feelings that may have been holding you back from being able to voice the way that you feel. I don't see that as a bad thing. Seeing the Eight of Cups in your hopes and your fears is saying that you're hoping to be able to take that new path. You know, when you're looking at the Eight of Cups too, it's like you're not really sure where this new path is going to lead you. But, you know, in order to have new emotional experiences, again, you've got to walk away from, you know, what wasn't serving your purpose in the past. And then the outcome, and there you are, the Queen of Swords, kicking ass again. Hell yeah, especially here, absolutely. I really do think that you guys are going to tap back into your own energy. It's like you keep going through these situations and then you come back to who you are. You go through it and then you come back to who you are. The Queen of Swords too, though, is the single woman. She is, you know, the independent and strong single divorced woman is how she's looked at in tarot. And I do think that for a lot of you, if you have an opportunity to have emotional bonding within a relationship, it's important for you to speak up about how you feel and be open to any messages that are coming through to you as well. Because here I see you alone. You know, here Spirit is saying together, new emotional experience. But the big thing is being who you are and following your passions. It will open up the door to new emotional experiences and possibly a really deep connection for some of you. All right, Libra, we're going to take a look at the soul trees to see what other messages there are for you guys. I would just be careful because, you know, if you allow yourself to be blocked when it comes to, you know, being able to speak up about how you feel, I think you're just going to go back to that alone feeling for some of you. You know, I mean, you're very in tune with your own nature here with the Queen of Swords, right? Being independent, being strong, being very clear in the way that you're thinking and being able to communicate. But you have to be able to communicate the way that you're thinking or the way that you're feeling rather than the way that you're thinking, because your mind is clear, it's sharp, but you have to be able to express your emotions. And inner power, hell yeah, hell yeah. Break free from the things that are dragging you down. Mystery, right? There's mystery in life. Opening up to the unknown, right? Opening up to the mystery of life. It's beautiful. I love it. And inner power, right? Getting back to who you are. Inner power, inner strength, right? The Nine of Wands. I really do think that this has to do with you being persistent when it comes to being who you are and following your passions, tapping into your inner power. I like it, Libra. I just think that a lot of you need to break out of situations that are dragging you down so that you can go after new emotional experiences and new bonding. All right, Libra, we're going to take a look at whispers of love to see what is going on with you guys in terms of relationships. Show simple acts of kindness. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. I'm just looking at the card and thinking about, you know, you being kind to other people and opening up, right? And then I love you. These are very important words. Again, there's a need here for you to express the way that you feel, especially if you have somebody new coming in, but it's important to be kind to this person as well because, you know, you may not be the only one that's dealt with a difficult past either, you know. Oh, the Union of Hearts. I'm telling you. I mean, look at the two. It's perfect, right? There is a connection of love that defies explanation. So some of you are in a very, very beautiful relationship right now. I just think that some of you need to speak up about how you feel. But overall, Libra, I think that the big time message here is to be who you are, follow your passions. And I really do think that, you know, your inner power is going to start to come through here where you start seeing the mystery in life. But again, you got to break free from what is dragging you down or what has not served your purpose. But I do like seeing the Queen of Swords coming out because I do definitely see that as you. Now, some of you may be dealing with another air sign, sure. But when I think of Libra, that is the card that shows up. Okay, Libra, so I have a feeling here that a lot of you are coming out of hermit mode right now, especially looking at the Knight of Wands. Instead of staying within that solitude, I think that you found the answers that you're looking for. It's just whether or not you're putting them into action. The Knight of Wands is saying that, first of all, there could be a person involved that you have interest in. But the other thing is it is about following your passions. And I think that some of you may be being blocked in the present moment, and it may have to do with, you know, if you're following your passions and a lot of people are doing the same thing, it makes sense that the Five of Wands is showing up. But the big thing here is you can't let competition stop you from being able to express the way that you feel or doing new creative things, which definitely the Page of Cups can represent. In your environment, it could have to do with messages of love, and it could have to do with messages with new creative opportunities. And there's a need for you to stand up and speak out about your views, your opinions. But looking at the Nine of Wands, I do think that a lot of you have persistence when it comes to this. You've been put through it before, and you've been put through it emotionally. But I do think that, you know, a lot of you are breaking free of this now. And I do think that with the Eight of Cups being your hopes and your fears, that you're going to start walking away from the things that do not serve you anymore. There's going to be openness here when it comes to experiencing something new. And it may have to do with a relationship. For those of you who are in a relationship, this is the re-strengthening of a relationship, especially if you've been separated. There is like a coming back together here. I do think that a lot of you are tapping back into your own energy. You're getting back to who you are and who you are naturally, being sharp, being clear, being able to communicate. But the thing is you need to be able to communicate the way that you feel. Now, again, passion, following your passions, that seems to be the big thing, especially for those of you who are not in a relationship right now. For the single Libras, it's going to be important to be who you are and follow your passions, because it may open up to having a new experience with another person. Because relationship seems to be important right now for some of you. Looking at breaking free and looking at the Eight of Cups, absolutely you need to break free from the things that did not serve you and emotionally drug you down, because that is not a way to be, right? And I do think that a lot of you are opening up to the mystery of life right now, and you're finding your own inner power, especially when it comes to dealing with these minor difficulties here. And then looking at love, for those of you who are in a relationship, I'm telling you, the two of them, look at them. They're like perfect together, right? I think you are in a beautiful relationship right now. For those of you who are single, if you're meeting somebody new, it's important to be kind, right? It's all right that you've been through some stuff before with the Queen of Swords and then looking at the Nine of Wands, you know, but be careful about kicking too much ass, right? You want to be kind to the new people that may be coming through to you when you're following your passions. And then saying, I love you. That goes for, you know, those of you who are meeting somebody new and you feel that way, but it's important for you to say it to yourself. The people that are in your life that do care about you, those are very important words. It's, you know, a lot of times people will say you need to be careful with the I love yous right away in relationships. But here's the thing, right? You can love someone without any expectations. I say it all the time. I love you guys. I think you guys are great. I think you're fantastic. I love you and I appreciate you. There's nothing wrong with that. Overall, Libra, I think that a lot of you need to just concentrate on being who you are and following your passions, and it will open the door for you to have possibly a very beautiful bonding experience.